All right, lovelies, another day, another recipe. I literally just ate my last slice of bread, so let's make a new batch together. Quick heads up, you will need a scale for this recipe. It is very finicky if you don't use one. So save yourself some trouble, let's use the scale real quick. Okay, first things first, let's add 300 grams of lukewarm water. Let's add a teaspoon of honey to our water. Once you dissolve your honey in your water, let's add 1 sachet of active dry yeast. This one is about 7 grams. Mix it in really well. And then once everything's mixed together, set it aside. We'll move on to the dry ingredients. In a separate bowl, let's add 365 grams of whole wheat flour. You can also substitute for all-purpose flour if you would like a white bread as well. I'm using 340 grams of whole wheat flour and then the rest all-purpose. And lastly, let's add 6 grams of salt. Okay, now that we have our flour and salt, let's mix them up. Try not to spill any on yourself like I just did. Okay, our yeast has started to foam, our flour is mixed together, so let's combine the two. Let's mix this into a shaggy dough and then cover it and set it aside overnight. Okay, now that we covered our dough, let's set it aside overnight in a warm place like your oven or your microwave. All right, and that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning when we bake our bread. All right, lovelies, it's the next day. Let's shape and bake our dough. First things first, flour clean surface. Also flour your liner, but this is optional. Set it aside, let's shape our dough. With a little bit of flour on your hands, let's shape our dough. Super easy, we'll just fold it into fourths. This way, that way, flip it over, stretch it out, do the same. This way, that way, stretch it over, flip it over, do the same thing, and keep going. Now that the dough is not tacky anymore, seal the bottom by rolling it on itself. Once it's sealed, place it onto your liner and score it. It doesn't matter how fancy you go with your scoring, but pro tip, the middle one is the most important one. Make sure you go deep. Okay, now that we scored our bread, let's pop it into our Dutch oven. I have my Dutch oven that's been sitting in the oven at 450 for 30 minutes. Let's pop this in there covered for 30 minutes and then uncovered for an additional 30 minutes. All right, lovelies, it's been an hour later. Let's get our bread out of the oven real quick. All right, once your bread is done baking, set it aside on a wire rack to cool. Once it's fully cooled, you can slice and enjoy. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching.